Hi race fans. Look, super stoked today. We got an American visitor here. Firstly, welcome to Hawke's Bay, Bobby Pierce. Great to have you here. We're all excited about tomorrow's racing at Eldora Speedway. We know you've had a meeting at Waikaraka Park and apparently you set the place on fire with that stunning drive in the feature. So we're just going to ask you a little bit about that first. Your first impressions of arriving in the country and getting straight into that race car.
And there's so much stuff to do here. Jacob, Grant's son, has been taking us all over the place, and we'd be lost if it wasn't for him. But it's a beautiful country, and I've kind of taken what some past friends that have been here before in the past, and they just say it's beautiful. But most of them been to the South Island, and we're not going down there, so maybe another time. But I know the North Island's totally different than America. At least things are backwards. You drive on the other side of the road, and you sit on the other side of the car when you drive. But there's so much stuff that we've done, and whether it's climbing up mountains that people love racing here, and the cars might be a little bit different, but it's all just a steering wheel and gas pedal.
Okay, we'll talk about those cars then. So pretty much you got off the plane and really you were straight into it. You had a quick test run at Waikaraka Park. We got to thank the Harding Motorsport team as well for that 24 car, because it is a really good car. You've got a good team backing you while you're here. Straight into it, into that meeting for that BK round.
It was pretty crazy. The first heat race was, they said it was about the craziest heat race they've had in 4 years, and it ended up being my first race. So, it was a lot of fun out there. We ended up coming from the back of the first heat to about 6th, and then the second heat race we started from outside and broke on the second lap, just a little mechanical failure, and so that started us in the back of the feature, and we came from 12th to 2nd, and I needed about 5 more laps, and I probably would have been up there battling for the lead, so would have liked to have 5 more laps, but it's fun.
One of the things when we see the American sprint car drivers come here is their ability to pass through traffic quickly. There's a gap, they've already gone in it. That's one of the things I noticed watching the stream with you at Waikaraka Park. When a gap opened up, you didn't hesitate, you were straight in the gap past the car, sometimes making 2 passes on that one corner. Do you think that's your advantage here in New Zealand?
Yeah, it definitely is one advantage, and you just got to make sure it doesn't get you in trouble making aggressive moves like that. But the races are kind of short compared to back home. 20, 25, 30 laps is all they really run here, so back home I'm used to 50, sometimes 100 laps, and you can kind of take your time more. But one thing you learn with racing a lot is you got to take what you're given, and if there's a open gap, you got to make sure you get it quick, because you might be stuck behind the next 5 laps or so. So if you got it, take it, and it was a lot of fun going from the back to the front like that, and I could kind of get used to some of their driving lines, and Waikaraka, along with a lot of tracks.
Waikaraka? I love it.
American accent, but it's flat and narrow, and there's some tracks back home that I can compare it to, but not really, and I think most of the tracks here are kind of like that, so just to get laps on that and be comfortable with it, I feel pretty good going into the next race. So.
You're going to find Miani a whole different kettle of fish again. Big long straights, reasonably tight corners. It's reasonable width to it, you can run 2 wide. It's a little bit overcast here in Hawke's Bay as well, so hopefully that'll keep some moisture in the track and we'll get a 2-lane racetrack. But you're probably really keen to get out there and have a look at it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've only seen videos of it on YouTube, and I stopped by Bay Park the other day on the way here, and it seemed like a really cool place too. So maybe someday I'll get to race there. But
that's a bit more American style.
Yeah, that's what
really
I heard. I don't know. I'm really excited for the next 2 tracks, so it'll be fun.
We probably couldn't get 2 more different tracks. Even though the Palmerston North track, it's really a big oval. There's not a lot of straights to it, but the Super Saloons, when the BK series goes there, really throws up some fantastic racing. So yeah, that'll be great. 2 nights in a row for you as well. That's a little bit like home as well, where you run how many shows in a year?
Oh man, this is probably my 80th race of the year, so we've run about 70 some back home, and it is kind of different taking a break. Like every now and then we'll take breaks like this, but to be here racing only one meeting, they call it, and having this long stretch of waiting, I'm really excited to race the next 2 races. Just get back in it, and I don't know, it'll be fun. I'm hoping to win both races, because on the way home that means I get a window seat, Me and my mom made a deal.
Okay.
Yeah, we made a deal that if I win both races, I get a window seat. So.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool because it's a long flight too. You've got to occupy yourself somehow. Let's talk about some of your achievements. We know that you are the World 100 winner. That was one of your dreams, your ambitions when you started racing to win that. You achieved that this year. What's the next ambition for Bobby Pierce?
Oh man, I mean the World was definitely like the race that I wanted to win. Next thing is just keep improving. You know, that's all you got to keep doing. Knock off some bigger ones, ones that I haven't won yet. And I mean maybe somewhere along the lines having some more NASCAR opportunities. It just takes so much sponsorship to do that, and maybe getting a New Zealand sponsorship too. That'd work too.
Well, we'd love to have you back here every year and bring as many drivers with you as you can. You had a NASCAR truck dirt race. You finished second in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's at Eldora Speedway, and that was really fun. You know, to race a NASCAR, something that is NASCAR on dirt. That's just kind of unheard of, you know, before, except for back in the day when they used to do it. And you know, that race is always a lot of fun. I knew with me it fit my driving style a lot better because I've only done about a handful of asphalt races, and heck, I've been racing dirt my whole life. So you know, I knew I'd probably do good there, but to get better on the asphalt stuff too is something else. But I don't know. I mean, the dirt thing has treated me so well that, you know, that's what I grew up racing, and that's what all my fans really enjoy a lot. So to stay in that, you know, I'd be perfectly fine with that. But it's always good to, you know, expand your horizons, doing other stuff, because it makes you a better driver too, racing asphalt. And I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of fun either way. So.
A racer has to continue to evolve in himself. If you don't keep setting goals and boundaries and achievements, then you can go stagnant as a racer. You know, you've got to keep moving forward. 3 national championships in a row. Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's the UMP National Championship. It's mostly based out of the Midwest, but they got tracks kind of all across the country here and there. And with that thing, you know, you race every weekend, and every track that's a UMP sanctioned track, you get points. And I won that the last 3 years, and they also have a UMP Summer Nationals where you race about 28 races in 32 days. So it's really rough on you, and you know, you gotta go in and knowing that you're gonna be beat to death at the end of it, and your equipment's gonna be beat to death. But we ended up doing it the last 2 years and won it, so that deal's a lot of fun.
Just off camera, I got some stats written down because the memory sometimes fades. I'm just going to read some of these for you. $49,000 World 100 winner, $50,000 North-South 100 winner, current and 3 times UMP Dirt Car Late Model champion, Summer Nationals champion, the $12,000 Lucas Oil Series winner, $10.5 grand from the Slocum 50 Championship, $10,000 World 100 Preliminary Night winner, $10,000 Mars ALM's FALS Frenzy winner. I love these names, these American series. But 10 times the $5,000 Summer Nationals wins on 10 different tracks, mate. That shows your versatility.
Yeah, it does. You know, I took a picture of all the Summer National tracks that I won, and it was just like crazy. It's crazy looking back on all that stuff, and to think of all the accomplishments that I've done. And I just gotta, you know, thank my dad, mostly because, you know, he builds the cars, and you know, he's been there with me ever since day one racing, and got me into it. You know, he used to race, and with him and my sponsors and the rest of my family, you know, my mom and my sister. My sister is a big part of the team too. You know, with she works on the tires on the car, so she gets all the tire stuff done, and also gotta thank my girlfriend for all the support she does, and just everyone that supports me, my fans, and people like you know, that get this stuff out there. Just gotta thank all of them, really.
Geoff behind the camera.
Geoff behind the camera.
Look, can you remember your first ever race?
Yeah, my first ever race. Heck, I was like 7 years old in a quarter midget. You know what those are?
Yeah.
Quarter midget. Probably at Terre Haute Speedway. It's a little quarter midget track over there, and
can you remember where you finished?
I think third. I think I spun out and then came back to third.
Did you know?
That's a long time ago.
Did you know from that day that this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because back in the day when I was like 4 years old and 5 years old and stuff, I told everyone I wasn't going to race, and I got involved in football and basketball, and I really enjoyed that. But then one day my dad, he had a quarter midget that he bought, and he was like, "Hey, you want to just go make some laps in it?" And I was like, I guess I'll try it out. So we made some laps in the backyard, and I just kept going around and around and around and around. So
He knew what he was doing.
yeah,
He knew it was in the blood, and once it's in there, it's very hard to get out.
yeah, that's true.
Look, we talked about you achieving the World 100 and the next thing that you wanted to do. What's your favourite type of track, and why?
Man, my favorite track, Eldora Speedway. It's got to be up there. Mostly drivers say their favorite tracks are ones they're good at, but I don't know. I like different tracks too. I'm really a fan of the small bullring tracks. Like Belleville and Macon are two in Illinois that I really like a lot. They're like the size of this garage, it seems like. So I like those, but I also like the high-speed tracks. Eldora, like I said, and there's some other ones back home. Peebly, I-55 Speedway in Missouri. I like that track a lot.
I've played it on PlayStation.
Yeah, Tri-City Speedway. I don't know. I like a track that you can really race on, maneuver around on. There's different lines, so I like that.
Now, I know you've been travelling around with Jacob as your tour guide, and you've done some of the scenic stuff up around the top of the East Coast here. I think you've been to places like Tauranga. I know you've been to Rotorua. Did you go on the luge?
Oh, yeah. The luge is by far probably my favorite thing over the trip, maybe. And I mean, we don't have anything like that back home.
If you don't know what the luge is, you're watching the stream, just Google it in Rotorua and you'll see what these crazy little carts are. I heard you took some people out.
Who told you that?
Oh, we won't say it.
Yeah.
It's confidential.
Yeah. We went with, it was me and then Chris Cowling, another racer, and Sam, another racer, and Jacob, Grant's son. And it was fun, Between us four beating, banging each other around, we possibly might have got into some tourists or some...
You can skin yourself up too on those. Just a lot of fun. Another question too, horsepower differences between the New Zealand Super Saloon and the late model.
They're fairly similar, really. These are fuel injection, and I race carburetor, so that kind of feels a little different. It sounds a lot different, but and they're very close to the same. I know my late model is about 800 horsepower. Not really sure, but power-wise of them, they really feel very similar. So.
And what about the handling of the cars with the way the suspension's set up here? Do these feel a bit heavier?
Yeah, a little bit. They kind of these cars move around a lot more. Late model's kind of more stable down the right front and up on the left rear, and these things are more up on both front tires. So you get that traction, but sometimes it's kind of hard to like when you get turned in, it's kind of hard to get turned in initially, but then when you do, you got a lot of traction, and you can just kind of gas up around the corner, and they're both fairly similar, but there's a lot of little differences like that the driver notices that really feel like a big difference.
One of the cool things is that your mum got to celebrate a birthday here just 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah, she turned 49, I think it was, so I was trying to get her a massage day, but it didn't happen. Well, we did end up going to a spa, and that was really nice, but she's one of my main supporters and is always there no matter what I'm doing, so gotta thank her, and happy birthday to her too.
50's a big birthday, but she's never going to forget the 49th. She got to spend it here in beautiful Aotearoa.
Yeah, it is beautiful here. I mean, there's so many things to do, so.
And well, look, a couple of my sponsors. I give away stuff on race nights, but I've hooked you up some stuff from the Napier City Council, so we'd like to thank everyone, Napier City Council. We're going to give Bobby and his family an aquarium pass, so you can go and check out the penguins and the seals and everything else that they have there. And thanks to Chris and Kerry Sullivan at the Thirsty Whale Restaurant and Bar, another massive sponsor of ours. I've got $100 worth of vouchers here to give to you, so that you can go and enjoy something to eat or drink.
We'll definitely be checking this out.
You sit up on the marina and watch the yachts coming in and out while you have a cold drink or some yummy food. So big thanks to those sponsors, and it's great to have them on board. But on behalf of everybody watching, it's great having you here in the country. It's great having your mum and your girlfriend here as well. tomorrow night's going to be fantastic at Eldora Speedway. We can't wait for it, and we want to wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta thank Ben for the car and Bruce and Puck for setting everything up, paying my way here, and you know, Grant and his son Jacob showing me around and organizing everything, and you guys coming, so it's great.